Hey everybody, and welcome back to a new video. As you probably have guessed, this is not going to be a regular video. Today's video is going to be an update on where I've been for the past 3 months and what you can expect on this channel going forward. So, as some of you know, I've taken a 2-3 month break recently. I've stopped creating long form content. It was a decision that I had to make because I was stuck at a crossroads and I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go with this channel. As many of you know, I've been running the channel for running on 10 years at this point. When I initially started, the idea for the channel was kind of all over the place. I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted to create content that had to do with dating around the world. It was it was just a mess when I started. I really didn't know the first thing about videography or script or research or anything like that. It took me a really long time to figure out what I wanted to do. And at the end, I've realized that I really liked doing studio videos where I would get cultures from all over the world to share their perspectives. And also that was the style at the time, and those kind of videos did really, really well. But a lot of you probably know me from the series You Know You're Dating. And I really, really loved filming You Know You're Dating, and I've kept it up for a very long time, for many, many years, trying to hit as many countries as I could. However, there came a time where it just stopped being worth my while. For one, skit type form content doesn't do really well on YouTube these days. So not getting enough views meant I wouldn't be getting paid enough, which meant that I was spending a lot more money into the creation of these videos that I was earning from them. And as you can imagine, as a creator, there comes a time where you just need to be making money. You can't just be creating free content and putting so much money into that content. I realized I was spending way more than I was earning, and when I would calculate my taxes for that year, I would realize that, well, this just is not a very good business plan. I wasn't earning enough, and I was spending tons and tons of money for professional videographers and editing and renting studios and trying to pay actors and getting people commenting and saying I should be paying more to actors when I had not even enough money to pay myself. And not to bore you guys, but that's really what it comes down to when you're creating content, is thinking about, well, how much money am I willing to put into it? A lot of creators don't put any money into it, and all the money that they earn, they put into their pocket. And I was always very jealous of those people because I couldn't afford to do that. I was heavily reliant on other people. Every time I would book a studio, I would be dealing with weather or people canceling. There were always all these issues when it came to dealing with people. And there came a time that I just got so tired of reaching out and trying to cast people for shoots, of writing scripts, of paying insane amounts of money just to make these videos happen. But I still loved what I was doing. There never came a point where I thought, I don't want to do this any longer. Apart from the finances and just dealing with people, my interests have changed as well. As you get older, your priorities change, and you get deeper into life, and you start thinking more than just on the surface level. And so I wanted to create deeper content, and I wanted to go deeper into the understanding of cultures, but also understanding why we are lonelier than ever, or how do we relate to commitment? How is the dating scene changing around the world? What's missing for us? How do we relate to marriage? How do we relate to gender roles? And all of those things I couldn't really do with a skit type format. So I really had to take a pause, both for my finances and for myself, to really think about what I was doing. What did I want to do? What kind of content did I want to create? What value did I want to bring to the audience? What message did I want to bring? Because of course, I could have just kept on creating challenge videos and sexiest language and all that kind of stuff. And besides the fact that that might not even do well these days on YouTube because it's so saturated with kind of challenges and things like that, it just didn't resonate with what I wanted to do. And at the bottom of what I wanted to do was understanding different cultures and understanding the world and understanding values and understanding people at the end of it all. Which is why last year, I think it was around springtime, I realized that I've had enough of studio videos, I've had enough of skits, I didn't want to do that anymore. And I decided to self-teach myself how to film so I could save a little bit on the finances side and go travel Europe and film a ton of content, which is what I did, and that's how I spent the summer. And it was very difficult, very, very difficult, because, you know, I was spending 3 days in different places and just had to constantly be on the lookout for people and topics and whatever. That's what you deal with as a creator, but I've never felt more alive. I absolutely loved it. I love being on the road and talking to people. I love getting such a deep sense of cultures that you can't really do if you're in a studio. I think it's incredibly different going to a new place and speaking to the locals that live in that place with those perspectives. It can't get more real than that. And it solidified the fact that yes, I was on the right track. This is what I wanted to do. This is the message that I wanted to convey. And this is what made me feel alive. This is what made me feel as passionate about this relationship with my channel as I had felt when I just started, you know, when I just created those, you know, your dating videos. But I've grown up. I've matured since then, and so my interests have obviously changed. And if you've been watching this whole time, you would have seen that content on Instagram, heavily on Instagram, and on YouTube as well. However, when I came back from the trip and those videos had lasted me, you know, half a year, I realized that I can't keep on traveling forever, unfortunately, and I want to have a life and I want to have some stability in my life. And after months of thinking about it, here's what Dating Beyond Borders will look like going forward. At this point, I have 2 teams. I have one team in Argentina, and they're creating some content there and potentially in the surrounding areas around Latin America. And I have another team in Italy, and we'll be creating content around those countries such as Switzerland, Austria, Greece, with my Italian Greek host that is there. And so these are the first teams that I will have creating content, much like Asian Boss if you follow that channel. I will also be creating videos from my side, which means traveling abroad, videos such as the videos that I filmed in Mexico just a couple of weeks ago. And I will also be bringing you guys content from this spot right here, which is what I have done with the latest videos. You know, conversations around commitment, marriage, connection, happiness, loneliness, reacting to the most trendy topics around culture and connection. What I've realized lately that one of my biggest mistakes was that I was trying to do too much. I couldn't narrow down my focus. And even though that meant that I was still focusing on dating around the world and cultures around the world, I have done way too many formats for people to keep up with. So having studio videos and skit form videos and travel videos, I've realized with time that it's better to do less but better. But of course, my goal for this channel going forward is for you guys to walk away feeling like you've learned something new, that you've related, that you've laughed a little, but mostly that you actually have gained some value from these videos, not just for entertainment's sake. There's so much entertainment out there these days, but I really want to provide you with something deeper than that. So if you guys are a follower, if you really see value in what I do or just want to support me in any way, I'm going to link to Buy Me a Coffee, which is where you can become a member or just support me as a one-off. Any kind of contribution obviously means the world to me, as right now I'm trying to get this channel from the ground up, and it's not easy as I'm editing the videos myself and spending hours in front of my computer doing all the work that I would love to delegate to someone else. And of course, having that kind of budget would allow me the chance to do just that. Thank you guys for watching. Any kind of support, even just saying a few nice words, that always means a lot to me. And of course, if you haven't, you know, followed my Instagram or my TikTok, you can go ahead and do that. This is where I post all of the shorts, or reels as they like to call them, on Instagram. And of course, I will be starting long form videos on this channel starting next week with the Mexican series, and then we're going to go to Argentina, Italy, and on and on and on. And hopefully I'll be able to bring in even more countries. With your support, I'd be able to cover the whole world, from the Balkans to Asia to the Middle East. This is my goal. And thank you guys for your support, for watching the videos, for liking the videos, for commenting. All of that really means a lot. So stay tuned and look forward to continuing this journey together.